Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decision for your application. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this enclosed residential application. It's an enclosed patio, I should say, and you can see we have some skylights up here. We do have a door that's a sliding door that goes left to right on the main building itself. And then we have this sun space windows that basically encloses the whole structure itself. I'm sure there is doors that you can open and close, and also I'm sure there's some ways of opening and closing the sun space windows for ventilation should you want that as well. Inside here there possibly could be a fan that they might be installing, but other than that, that's the only information I have. So I've placed basically some seating arrangement here. This is just a 4-person dining table and some chairs in the background over there. And let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. Overall dimensions I have here are 20 by 14. I have a height of this eave area over here at 11'4". So this beam here is going up a little bit higher than that, so the slope might be a little bit different, but that's okay. It's not going to make a big difference here as long as you follow the installation instructions. And you can see over here I have 7'4" to the bottom of these beams here, or posts rather, and then I should say to the top, and then 8'4" to the top of this main beam over here, which I have at 12 inches in height. And you can see I've just placed, I didn't have the information as far as the skylights up here, so I've placed them at 11'6" from outside edge to outside edge. Center to center is 8'6", and then just the overall dimension would be 3x4s. And I've centered them within the span of the structure itself, so this 14-foot section is where that center of the skylight is. Other than that, I think that's all. You can see there's some post dimensions here. I have them at 6'6", I believe is what they ended up being, but that's about it. All right, so let's go ahead and turn that off. And I'm also going to turn off the sun space windows here so we can take a look at the possibility of mounting a little bit easier. And let's go ahead and turn on some of the heaters that I have here. So what I have here is the Slimline 3000 watt units. These are 3000 watt 240 volts, and you can see that I have them mounted on the actual side of the beam here, so vertical surface. When you do that, you want to make sure that you have a 30-degree tilt, as well as the top edge of the heater has to have a minimum of 6 inches of clearance to any combustible above, and these joists here would be that. They were concerned about the glass not being affected by the heater, so when you do this type of mount, the heat ray will not penetrate the glass here at that 30-degree tilt. So just bear that in mind. And so those were 2 of the 3000 watt units. So what I've done also, I should mention, is I've placed them from the center of the structure out 4 feet. So this heater here, this is the 4000 watt back here. I'll show you that in a minute. So that's 4 foot from center to center of the structure, and then 8 foot from center to center of the heater to heater, and also center to structure. Center of structure is another 4 feet. So just bear that in mind, and that's the same dimension over here as well. So I think that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and turn off that glass again and come over here. We'll talk about this. So what I've done here is I've mounted 4000 watt units. Because these are eaves, I was a little bit concerned, so I dropped them down to make sure I had the clearance met to the edge of the eave. This is a slight angle here, so I added 2 more inches. Now you could simply just mount it on this exterior wall at 30-degree tilt, and you'd be fine, just like these are mounted over here. I do have them up a little bit higher, and that's based on just to keep them hidden as much as possible. If we turned off the clearances here, you can see that it just gives you a little bit better of a view, or appearance I should say. with the heaters as high as possible. So like if you're inside here, this is basically all you would see, something of that nature. And we'll just turn on that glass. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the overall heat span. And so I'm going to turn on the ray. Now you can see here that ideally I normally would put something so that the penetration is more closer to the floor, but because of the fact that this room is basically an enclosed space, you don't need as many BTUs per square foot as you would should it be completely open, or even open on 3 sides and a ceiling. So I would recommend highly to use only 4,000 watt units in something like this at this height, and also on this height over here, 3,000 watt units. I think you could go with a control system on the well, all 4 heaters, but I'm sure that 3,000 watts would be more than adequate over here. And you can also independently switch them so that, you know, you say you only wanted to use one side, or it felt kind of warm in the room, because as you turn these heaters on, these are infrared light waves, so basically they are heating mass. They don't heat the air, but what happens in an enclosed space is that the mass itself will start to heat up the air inside of that space. So when when you turn them on, the floors, tables, chairs, and people will warm the space up inside here as the air is captured within the span. So another thing just to mention, with electric heaters, there's no exhaust, so there's no reason to worry about ventilation as far as the exhaust of a gas heater, for instance. So another thing just to think about. And in any case, I think that's about it. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve, and kindly hit that like button. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote us unless we get your thumbs up, and that's the only way that others can find our channel, by your assistance doing that. Thank you. Have an excellent day.